Ever.
Ever.
Maybe.
Forever. She's leaving me. Yep. Woo! I mean, just kidding.
Snaps for Grace.
Woo! Graduation. You excited? Yeah, whatever. Well, anyway, during the show, don't forget to tweet at us live with our awesome correspondent, Dougie Fresh, at Globesville, like always.
And after the show, don't forget to tweet at us at our Twitter handles, at @ThatChickGracie.
And at JFuty.
They're not there yet.
No. Right
There we are. Yeah.
Can't wait today. Anyway, like always, we have some beautiful stories for you today.
And in honor of this being the last real weekly rundown, I thought we'd start off with someone who's just been a classic staple on the weekly rundown. He's just been so near and dear to our hearts. And it's, you know, as Janine likes to call him, the Toronto Mayo, Rob Ford.
Because he's heavy-based and makes my stomach hurt.
Anyway, Rob Ford has recently taken some time off from his re-election campaign to deal with his issues.
That's going to take a while. Just kidding.
He'll be running again in the year 2050. According to a report from the Toronto Star, Ford began having substance issues again during a party at Music nightclub over St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Sad. Sorry, Mayo.
I don't know. Well, this is an old story. Why'd you give me this?
It's not that old.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Oh, because it just came out.
Okay. Like
Apparently, it was a big secret.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here's the story. I'll continue. While at the club, Ford reportedly became enraged when Justin Bieber, that's right, because Justin Bieber should be talking about anyone, approached the mayor and asked, "Did you bring any crack to smoke?"
Wow.
Rumor is that Ford's response was, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't share my crack with lesbians."
How dare you? Lesbians at JustinBieber.com, by the way. Oldie but goodie.
It's a classic.
Classic. Woo. So, a man that must have took a hint from Mayo, Rob Ford, actually had a very eventful day and week, last week actually. West Virginia man, Gregory Allen Horner, had been arrested.
Horner, I hardly even know her.
Anyway, there's no joking matter. Gregory had a very interesting day. He got arrested 3 times on 3 separate charges. And he did win a prize. Anyway.
What?
The first time he was arrested was because he tried to fill a fake prescription of Xanax at his local Rite Aid. They called the cops. The cops came, arrested him. He posted bail and was released that day. Then, about a couple hours later that night, the cops were called to a domestic violence charge of who? Only Horner, his house. He posted bail again, went home, and when he went home, he got arrested for a 3rd time because he supposedly, broke his protection charge. Protection order. So the cops came and picked him up for the 3rd and final time, where he's going to be in trial. He did not pass go. He did not collect $200, but the good news is that he was voted most likely to succeed in his county jail yearbook. Also most photogenic, too.
Ooh, well, you kind of have to be when you take 3 headshots.
I heard he was like this in one of them, and then like this.
Glamour shots. That's going to be a beautiful screenshot.
I know.
Librarians at the Toronto Public Library were asked to remove
Good thing you said public.
Yeah.
I was worried for you on that one.
It takes me a while. We're asked to remove copies of Dr. Seuss's 1963 children's book, Hop on Pop, from the Substances Establishment's collection because it allegedly promotes violence. A complaint was issued claiming the book encourages children to use violence against their fathers. The complaint also asked that the librarian not only apologize to all fathers in the Toronto area, but that they also pay damages resulting from the book. I thought Toronto stopped being lame when they elected my personal hero, Rob Ford, as mayor.
Yeah, really?
If anything, Hop on Pop sounds like some sort of new drug slang only Rob Ford would know about.
Yo, Grace, you want to go hop on some pop? Hop on the pop in the bathroom?
Hop on that pop.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what damages could really be caused? I mean, how big can your kids be that they're hopping on you so badly that you have to go to the hospital?
I heard one guy pooped his pants. Just gonna go with it.
Probably. All right. Paula Belinsky Union of Chester County is facing child endangerment charges because she read her kid Hop on Pop. No, just kidding.
What?
Child endangerment charges and drug charges after her 7-year-old grandson brought heroin to Calhoun Elementary School on Friday. Yes, the heroin was found. A teacher found 9 bags of heroin stamped Victoria's Secret in the little boy's pockets. One question, he said that he found it behind his grandmother's washing machine. The woman got it on sale at the semi-annual sale along with 3 very sexy thongs, 2 muumuus, and she got 30% off. I think that's a great deal if you ask me.
That house must be so cool. Morty, did you see my heroin? I think I left it in my pants.
Maybe it's in the little pocket of my thong. Let me check. Oh, that's for my lipstick, but sometimes I put my heroin in there.
I like to keep the heroin.
Wow. A lot of drug jokes.
Doing all of them.
All.
Police are looking for Jeffrey Wooten. Wooten clanning nothing up with. I'm not going to say it. Bet you thought I was, but I didn't. After he allegedly used a pitchfork to herd employees and customers into the back room of a Waffle House in Norcross, Georgia.
Damn.
Yeah, so he could grab the cash register.
Woo.
Party in the back. After being unable to open the register, Jeffrey picked up the whole register and exited the store, dropping the pitchfork, because you can't really carry a pitchfork and the register, I guess. One of the employees picked up the pitchfork and began stabbing him with it. He had minor injuries, but it's clear that he really forked up.
Wow.
I hear he was hoping to eat the world's largest waffle with the world's largest fork, but when he heard he was at the wrong place, he decided to just get some cash.
He would have worked the record, though.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many waffles he could have got on that pitchfork. Pretty
That
impressive.
really hurts.
I know. This story is just awful.
What?
Awful. I don't even think that was English. All right. Another guy that is pretty damn awesome this week comes from Massachusetts. A 28-year-old who was drinking during an afternoon pub crawl in Boston, which was Cinco de Mayo themed, was found surfing on top of an MBTA commuter train while wearing a sombrero and a poncho that night. The 28-year-old climbed down on his own accord and is charged with trespassing. I heard he wasn't wearing anything, though, under that poncho, and he wanted to turn Cinco de Mayo into Cinco de Flasho.
That sounds like a really cool action movie.
I mean, I give him props. How do you keep that sombrero on and keep everything
Yeah,
down?
I didn't even think about that.
Right?
They're probably like,
I know.
yeah. A West Virginia man had a rude awakening Friday night after he allegedly used heroin and passed out in the bank room.
Another heroin user.
They're everywhere. The 32-year-old reportedly went into the bank earlier in the day when business was open and passed out after using the heroin in the bathroom on the second floor. When Anderson woke up in the bank, he called the police to come let him out. He was arrested for misdemeanor possession of a controlled substances and an outstanding warrant. That warrant probably was outstanding because this story was awesome.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That sounds like all of my Friday nights. But, I wonder, were all the gas station bathrooms full that he had to go use the bank bathroom to do his heroin?
Maybe he just felt dirty doing it in the bathroom. I mean, he was like, I'm not using a classy drug, but I want to be a classy fellow.
Yeah, you gotta respect that.
Yeah, he wanted it. Maybe he was wearing a suit. It just didn't feel right.
Props.
Anywho, a 10th grade California girl allegedly passed out cupcakes to bullies at her school that were filled with what she said contained bodily fluids. That's right. They're originally thought to be filled with, wait for it, pubic hair, semen, expired food, and pills. A recipe I once saw on Rachel Ray, actually.
I saw that too.
Yeah. I wrote it down, too. I was really excited. This is what they looked like at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, get ready for disappointment. Because they were actually filled with barbecue sauce, mayo, sorry. I get those words confused all the time. And soy sauce. Bummer. I wanted to really get a review on that recipe from her, too, though, so we can pass them out to all my enemies.
Yeah,
Don't ever eat a cupcake from me.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
That's such a bummer, though. I wanted to see them eat the semen cupcakes.
Telling you, watch Van Wilder.
Never mind, I was going to make a joke, but I'm not. I'll
We're streaming live.
keep it to myself.
Anyway, let's move on.
Now it's on to our favorite segment, Only in Florida. A state which breeds more crazy than the Kardashians.
That's a lot of crazy. Anyway, for our first story this week, Edmund Allen was arrested by deputies in St. Johns County and charged with grand theft for allegedly stealing a jar containing $400 that belonged to a local Girl Scout troop. Really? Allen allegedly swiped the jar from a Publix in St. Augustine while Girl Scouts were selling the cookies at a grocery store. Really? Stealing money for cookies from little girls? Only in Florida would a grown man steal from little children. Or maybe a Grimm's fairy tale book. I don't know. That sounds like a fairy tale. and then the little kids eat them. That's how it's gonna end. Actually, I did not mean that dirty. Only in Florida. I think all the Florida is going to my head.
It's getting to Janine.
It's creeping up the states. I'm going crazy.
Okay, so for our next story, a Florida man who was accused of dumping hot sauce on his girlfriend's puppy because he got annoyed at its yelping was sentenced to a year in county jail.
Oh. Why would you pour hot sauce on a puppy unless you had celery and blue cheese?
I don't know. Guess he wanted a hot dog.
Poor puppy. That can't be healthy. Did it stain him? Was he white? Was he trying to make an orange dog? I don't know. All right.
Wizard of Oz.
I'm thinking way too much about this. He's a dog of a different color. All right. A Florida senator introduced an amendment to State Senate Bill 296 on Tuesday that would change the title to an act relating to a zombie apocalypse. This bill will eliminate criminal prosecution for carrying concealed weapons during a mandatory zombie apocalypse. That's not funny. I don't like jokes about zombies. You know that.
Yeah. And you know what else? They really shouldn't joke about that considering how many almost zombie attacks there have been in Florida.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think the whole state of Florida is actually just zombies now.
Yeah. Seen pictures. Bath salts. A Florida man, Chris Sevier, I think that's how you say it, maybe Sevier. I don't know. You'll see what happens to him. Filed a motion to marry his porn-filled Apple computer.
Aw.
Yeah.
What did he register for?
I don't know. Sevier, I don't know how to say his name, was allegedly against the idea of gay marriage, supposedly filed the motion in an attempt to intervene a federal lawsuit challenging the state's recognition of same-sex marriages. The motion was denied. It was a little too soon anyway, though, to propose to his computer because he just got out of a long-term relationship with his toaster. Aww. That probably hurts.
I'm hoping the toaster dumped him.
Toasters. When toasters talk. They were in Florida.
That's our new show, When Toasters Talk.
Stay tuned for the fall.
All right, anyway. We have more Florida news because Florida is that crazy this week. Especially this one. A Florida teen, Robert Kelly, or R. Kelly, who posted a video on YouTube called Me Driving Like an Idiot. Yes, seriously. And guess what? He was then charged with crashing into multiple cars. The video surprisingly featured him driving into like an idiot down the State Road 44 and New Smyrna Beach. He managed to crash into 4 vehicles and put 5 people, including himself, into the hospital. I can't wait to see his next video. Me getting arrested like an idiot.
Yeah. Or the one after that. Me being White Power Bill's bitch.
You know what? Maybe it's just me living my life like an idiot. Because smart move, buddy. Smart move.
I don't know where to go with that.
Just move on.
Just continue. A Miami student is facing felony charges after he allegedly hacked into his high school's computer system and changed grades for himself and 4 other students.
Where was this kid when I was in high school?
Right? Jose Batista, a senior at Dr. Michael M. Kropp senior high school, broke into the principal's office and used his computer to change the grades in exchange for money.
At least he made some money off of it.
Yeah, that's way cooler than the stuff I had to do in high school for money. My back still isn't right. Yeah.
Nice.
After bending down all the time to help people with shoes while working at Journeys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Neighbors who were smoking crack together in the Florida Keys, because everyone smokes crack in the Florida Keys. It's just known.
Wound up heroin and crack.
That's it. Let's see how many drug jokes we can get into one episode. Drug jokes. Wound up behind bars after one started swinging a machete at the other. And I feel like this is the second machete joke we've done in a month. A lot of machete swinging lately. The incident
Machete kills.
Machete kills. The incident happened late Wednesday night when the deputy responded to a report of a man swinging a machete at people on Point Pleasant Drive in Key Largo. Friends who smoke crack together stay together, or swing machetes at each other, or whatever. They're in Florida. I don't know. And now they're behind bars. I guess his machete's not with him, though.
A lot of people in Florida live behind bars. They like to keep their work close to their home. 3 men dressed up as ninjas were caught on camera carrying out a home invasion at a mansion in Windermere, Florida. During the invasion, one of the ninjas took a fedora from one of the victims and wore it throughout the attack. The good news is that no injuries resulted from the incident. And the ninja robbers made off with cash, other valuables, and one of the cars. The stolen vehicle was found abandoned about 3 miles away from the scene of the crime.
What?
Yeah, bad news though. You don't see many ninjas these days, which means they're only getting better.
Did you hear that? You hear that? I think they're ninjas.
Ninjas.
Ninjas. Well.